Two of the five core areas of social and emotional learning are self awareness and self management. When students are taught self awareness and self management, one of the things that they will learn about are coping skills. So, here I have a couple of different things that I will be using for a science experiment. The experiment is meant to represent our emotions. Here I have an empty cup. This cup represents us or our child. Here I have vinegar. This is meant to represent the things in our lives that can cause stress or affect us in a negative way. Here I have some baking soda. The baking soda represents that final event that causes us to tip over or explode. Here I have some cotton balls. The cotton balls represent those coping skills that we and our students will learn to use in order to manage our emotions. And here I have red and blue dye, which is really to help us see the reaction better. So for now, I will demonstrate how it looks like when we do not have any effective coping skills or strategies to help us manage our emotions. So let's start with an empty cup. This is us, free of stressors. I'm going to add a few drops of the red dye so we can see the reaction better. Okay. And now, as we go through our day, we might experience some events that cause us stress. And so, some of those examples can be lack of sufficient sleep, or it could be that we got yelled at by our teacher or our boss. It could also be that we got to work late or we got to school late. Some other stressors could be overhearing our parents arguing or hearing our child crying all the time. Other examples of stressors could be experiencing loss or grief, or being sick. There are many different types of stressors, but you get the idea. Your cup eventually gets filled with stressors, and this might be over a day, over a few weeks, however long it takes. So now your cup is getting full, and you're filled with a bunch of stress. So now let's introduce that final tipping point. That final tipping point can be that your shoelace snaps as you try to tie it, or that you accidentally knock over a cup and it breaks, or that someone might have said something meant to be a joke, but you're not having a really good day, so um, you don't really see it as a joke. So let's see what happens when we introduce that final event to our cup. As you can see, our cup explodes. It's the same thing we get when we are stressed or overwhelmed. We explode. Our emotions are too overwhelming for us to cope with. This is an example of what it looks like when we don't have the appropriate tools or coping skills to manage our emotions. Later on, I will demonstrate again what it looks like when we have appropriate coping skills. For now, we will talk about examples of coping.